I'm Luke Vizi, and you're watching The Artist Corner.
Honesty waits for us all in the arms of insanity preys on our soul in the arms of honesty waits for us in the arms of insanity preys on our soul in the arms of honesty waits for us in the arms of insanity preys on our soul in the arms of humanity waits for us in the arms of
So the first song that I played was called Honesty, and it was written basically out of frustration about living in society and not really completely relating to it, and not really having a way to get out my frustrations talking to other people. I kind of like to make sure that I'm holding my place in conversation, so I put my feelings into a song. And that's honestly how I put it. The next song I'm going to play is very important to me. We live in a world now where there's a huge stigma around mental health, and that's really hard for me because I like to be very honest about mental health, and I like to be there for people who are going through struggles, including myself, when I can. And I wrote this song all the way back in 2012 after a friend came to me and he said, listen, I know that you're really an advocate for this mental health stuff, and I'm going through a hard time. And we had a very long conversation a very honest conversation. And I really couldn't find the right words to say in the moment. And when I got home that night, I said, you know what? My gift is kind of songwriting and putting how I feel appropriately into songs. So I had a show coming up that week. I knew that my friend, I had talked him into, hey, getting out of the house can help, and kind of just making sure that you're still engaged in the world. So I wrote this song, and you'll hear the lyrics, "You're not alone." And anybody going through mental health struggles, that's the most important thing to understand, is that we all feel this way sometimes, and you're not alone. This song is called Sting.
Isn't it hard to breathe when everything all around is crumbling, it's starting to seep in? I feel it too. Lost inside my head, there is something that knows you feel the same way about it that I do. You're not alone. You're not alone. You're not alone. Go away, you wait for all of this to sink in. Go away, you wait for all of this to sting. Well, isn't it difficult when all of the feelings somehow start to choke, and I feel it too. Lost inside my head, there is something that knows you feel the same way about it that I do. You're not alone. You're not alone. You're not alone. Go away, you wait for all of this to sink in. Go away, you wait for all of this to sting. Go away, you wait for all of this to sink in. Go away, you wait for all of this to sting.
The next song I'm going to play for you is an instrumental, and I've written this over the course of 30 years of playing music, and it is an ode to some of my favorite local guitar players, Freddie Stetzer and Steve Navoa, combined with some of my favorite players when I was a kid before I started playing, so Stone Gossard, Billy Corrigan, and I've even added parts being up here from my favorite guitar player locally, Don Farias. So it's kind of my song that I play to warm up, and it's probably the song I enjoy most, simply because I don't have to sing, and I just love when an instrument does the singing for you and speaks for itself. So without further ado, this song is called Number 4.
don't even know what's going on. finding it so hard to care. And I know it's terrible, but I am just so numb. So when you ask, I'll say, I'll just wait for the medicine man. 'Cause to be honest, I don't even know who in luck I am or why I can't. I'm standing stiller than the rocks that I have gotten over to get here. Here but nowhere fast, here but nowhere fast. And to be honest, I don't even know how far. Stay what you are is playing on the radio in my car. So when you ask, I'll say, I'll just wait for the medicine man. 'Cause to be honest, I don't even know who in luck I am or why I can't. I'm standing stiller than the rocks that I have gotten over to get here. Here but nowhere fast, here but nowhere fast. Well, I'll wait for the medicine man. 'Cause to be honest, I don't even know who in luck I am or why I can't. I'm standing stiller than the rocks that I have gotten over to get here. Well, I'll wait for the medicine man. 'Cause to be honest, I don't even know who in luck I am or why I can't. I'm standing stiller than the rocks that I have gotten over to get here. Here but nowhere fast, here but nowhere fast.
The last song I played was called Medicine Man. And unlike many songs that musicians write where you have a concept or an idea and you think about it for a couple weeks and come up with a good line and write it down and spend a couple days thinking about the next one, or for a lot of us, we go to sleep and have a dream and wake up with a song in our heads. That's one of, I think, maybe the only songs that I didn't actually write. And that song is an exact conversation that I had with my grandfather, who lived to the ripe old age of 98 years old, and at the end of his life lived in a retirement home complex, assisted living. And my grandfather was a chef for 65 years, very independent, just a really quiet guy who did everything kind of himself and had a great attitude. And he unfortunately at the end of his life was kind of confined to his chair. And I would always ask him, "Hey, Grandpa, how are you doing?" And one day he said, "You know, Luke," and every single word in that song were his words that I just took verbatim from what he said, except for the middle part, which is an ode and a reference to Saves the Day and their album Stay What You Are, and me not really, even though I heard all the stories, knowing how many rocks he had to jump over to get to where he was. And it's taken me, I wrote that song when I was a kid, and I'm finally now just understanding it and how tough it can be to lose your independence. So that one's for you, Grandpa. So this next song was written in a a pretty different way. And most recently, I had a good friend give me the opportunity to chase my true dream, which is a passion for cooking and food. And when we were speaking about the job, we talked a little bit about my past. And she immediately said, my daughter Mariah is adopted, which made me feel very comfortable. And the next day I played a show when I was talking to my friend Don, and he said, Luke, my kids are adopted, which made me feel really comfortable again. And later on at that show, I was talking to my friend Christian, and we're both songwriters, and he was telling me he tragically lost his daughter and had written a song for her, as a lot of us do when we're painting, and he had a hard time playing it. And we were just talking about how some songs are harder to write, but you just got to keep on with them because one day they're going to help you heal. And I got home from that show that night, and I, with just the heaviest mind but the fullest heart, decided that I wanted to breach a topic that I had never breached before, which was about my own adoption. And I was so in the moment, I had played guitar all of that night, that I had a uke sitting on a uke stand, and I don't really play ukulele, but I said, hey, let's give this a shot. Maybe this will make it work. And it was just one of those songs where I started playing the uke, and the lyrics just appeared there. Like the song was always inside of me, and it just took me to actually want to get it out. So when I play this song, you'll hear what it's all about. And this song is called Origin, and it's about me.
She left him in a wicker basket. She left a note of all the dreams and hopes. Then she left him alone. His way home, if he's meant to at all. Until then, guess he'll just be waiting. Until then, guess he'll just be hanging on. She left him in a wicker basket. She left a note of all the dreams and hopes. Then he grew up, always wondering where she was, or if they'd meet again. She left him alone. He'll find his way if he's meant to. Until then, guess he'll just be waiting. Until then, guess he'll just be hanging on. Until then, hope we're both still waiting. Until then, hope we're both still hanging. Until then, I'll just still be waiting. Until then, hope we're both still hanging on.
The last song I played, Origin, is a story about my beginnings. And in 1987, I was born somewhere in Bogota, Colombia, and my birth mother decided to leave me at an orphanage, Fauna Orphanage, which is kind of their national orphanage, with only a note explaining that she couldn't take care of me and wanted better for me. I was lucky enough to be adopted by two amazing parents from Philadelphia, and this entire life has been a gift. I call myself the luckiest, and that has been from the point of my origin. And I've never once gotten to meet my birth mother since. But in writing that song, hope that in my heart, one day she may hear it. And if that were to happen and we were to meet, that would kind of be one of the parts of my life that would then be complete. So again, my name is Luke Vizi. Thank you for watching The Artist Corner, and thank you to Lucy and Adam for having me. You can find my music on YouTube at Luke Vizi, or come catch me live out playing open mics in and around the area. You can come hear me and my friends singing all the time and serving great sandwiches at the Roasted Clove Deli and Catering in Middletown, Rhode Island. Thank you so much. Keep rocking.